Hello, good evening, and indeed welcome. We are here at Hagley Oval in Christchurch. We're not here tomorrow. It's been a wonderful 2 days. The hospitable people of New Zealand have made us feel so welcome. So many people have come to us at the ground and saying, what the fuck are you guys doing here? I think it was nice. Was it passive-aggressive? You know what they are, the Kiwis? They are competitive. And what they have wanted, just all they've wanted, is for a bit of fight, a bit of fucking something. And I've got to say, as an Australian over here, I wouldn't mind saying a little something myself, you know, just a little fucking backbone. I wanted to see something today.
From New Zealand?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted to see like this is a good team. In a couple of years, the team will break up. They've already lost a couple of great players, i.e. a Ross Taylor, a Trent Bolt.
Wow.
People like these sorts of people. Yeah. Kane Williamson won't play forever, though in my heart, his song will sing a merry tune forever. And all I've wanted to see is some backbone, as the Kiwis have, because they're a competitive people's Pezza. And today, Matt Henry stood up. Tom Latham stood up. Kane Williamson, he stood up and he said, I want to be here. Now, don't get me wrong, I cannot wait to see how New Zealand fuck this one up, you know? But today's a good day for New Zealand. It's a good day for New Zealand and well played. Thoughts?
Well, I'm shattered and I'm unhappy because Australia weren't perfect today. And I've actually had enough of this team.
Inglis in. Who replaces Mick Marsh? Mick Marsh.
Mick Marsh.
And Mick Malloy.
If he changed his name to Mick, once again.
Yeah.
I'm not happy. Mm-hmm. I'm not happy, he goes. I mean, unless it is ruthless perfection from Australia, I'm starting to look at it. I'm poking at it. I'm a fucking seagull. I'm a crow. I'm picking at the carcass of what's going on. Today, Australia got themselves a lead. And then, as is the way in international cricket, especially with this team, they just gave New Zealand a sniff. Now, New Zealand's in front in this game. They're ahead. I obviously, at any level, don't expect New Zealand to end this game with a win and World Test Championship points. I don't know how Australia does it from here.
How do Australia win by 11 wickets?
I don't understand. But you know what is good? At least New Zealand have got this game to a point where our batters will actually need to do something.
That's right.
Because until this point, enough has been enough. Like someone's done something and it's been enough. Mm-hmm. Now, because New Zealand have stood up, as you've said, they've decided they want to be here.
Yep.
Kane scored some runs. Tom Latham scoring some runs.
Yep.
Who else plays for them?
Well, Matt Henry took 7 for.
Yes, Henry 7 for, whatever. Someone's doing something against us. Mm-hmm. The Aussie batters will need to stand up.
Yeah.
And it'll be interesting to see if they can do it.
Okay, let's check in with the scores from the day. We'll start with the end of Australia's first innings. Marnus was caught absolutely brilliantly by GP there at Gully. He made a brilliant 90, you would say. You would say it was brilliant. Alex Carey, 14, found a new way to get himself out. Stark, 28, played nicely. Cummins slogged 23. Australia were out for 256. That was a lead of 94 runs. Yeah. Let's have a look at the bowling card now, Pezza. Southee got his last Test wicket, 1 for 68.
Thanks for your service, Tom.
Sears got his first Test wicket yesterday, 1 for 71. Kugelheim bowled 6 overs. That means he's bowled 9 overs in the last 2 innings. What the fuck is he playing for? Phillips took 1 for that.
How's Mitch Santner feel about that?
The wicket.
Genuinely, it's like, 9 overs are Cougs, and Cougs being Cougs. As well as like, what's that saying about Santner?
What's doing? Glenn Phillips 1 for, of course, the wicket of Carey. And then Matt Henry 7 for 67, who was absolutely fantastic.
And
fantastic. Me thinking tasty. Yes, please. Can I have some more, please, Mummy? Can I please have some more? 7 for 67 for Matt Henry. Let's start there. Let's start with Matt Henry. Okay. Consistent pace, line and length, challenge the stumps. That's all we've got to do. All you got to do is just get it down there quick enough, challenging. Just challenging. Now, I heard...
All you got to do is bowl early 140s, late 130s, challenging the stumps and just hitting that line and nibbling it both ways.
And if you face
That's all you got to do against these blokes.
And if you face that, all you got to do is get to it on the full.
Exactly.
That's all you've got to do. Now,
just walk at it.
I heard some words in this sequence around the ground yesterday and today. At one end, it was test level. At the other end, clubbies. Okay, so Matt Henry was absolutely fantastic, and now he is leading run scorer and wicket taker for New Zealand in the series. That might be surpassed now because other guys have scored some runs for New Zealand, but it was good. It was genuine, and his record here is outstanding.
It's not an outlier.
It's his second 7 for on this ground.
Yeah. And he had to spend a long time carrying the drinks for New Zealand, and it turns out he's actually their best bowler. He just doesn't have the physical aesthetic to catch our attention as goldfish-brained social media scrollers.
Yeah.
It turns out he's actually the best bowler for New Zealand and Australia this entire series, if you can call it that. And you can't.
Because
there's two games. It
games.
doesn't actually make sense.
We'll play you twice at best.
It's not an outlier. He has just been essentially on top of the Australians every time he has the ball. Other end, clubbies, but it's enough.
He's got the body shape, doesn't he? Of like a what's it called when you have like when you ascend to a rank in like a chest, like a grandmaster or something, like a grandmaster wizard. Is that,
Nighthawk?
Is that a different group that I'm thinking of?
Yeah, sorry. I know the Nighthawk was a position in the 1924 periodical of a particular group, but that was a
They
live
also
show
wore whites.
Yeah,
mostly over their heads.
I don't think we're calling Matt Henry a Nighthawk.
That's not what I'm
reserved for guys like Stuart Broad, and I thought Ollie Robinson would be a good Nighthawk when you think about the periodicals.
What I'm saying is that Matt Henry's got the body shape of like a level 3000 wizard master, or whatever it is when you get to a good level of chess.
Perfect.
Like in the Queen's Gambit.
It's very New Zealand. Like really, what is it? It's about 6'1". It's a big old chest. It's enough, but not too much that it ends up getting stiff and rigid as he runs in. As I said, all you need to do against Australia is bowl early 140s, low 130s, hit the area, wobble it both ways, maybe a wobble seam, and maybe swing it a little bit and nip it both ways, and you're good to go. You'll get a nick. Some Aussie who bats 5, 6, 7 will apply their blueprint game plan to any situation, irrespective of the game, and most of the time get out. Except that sometimes it's good. So.
Let's talk about Marnus. Okay, the way it ended, the catch is one of the great catches. It's completely horizontal off the ground. It catches it slightly behind him. We were talking recently, maybe a month or two ago, or could be 3 years ago. I don't know. I've lost all track of time myself. But we're talking about like what's the best kind of catch, and I think you nailed it in hindsight.
Really?
I think you nailed it because you said like a great catch in the ring, because you got your outfield catches, you got your slips catches, but like a catch square of the wicket in the ring is like it's reflex, it's athleticism, and that's what that was. Anyway,
I got something to say about that.
Yeah, go on. Yeah.
The problem is for that catch, which was a supreme feat of athleticism from Glenn Phillips, and I was actually right behind that.
Did it carry? Did it carry? If you slow it right down,
it's not the problem with that. the problem is that even though Tom Blundell came up to Tim Southey
to end his career,
and that would have been Tim Southey's call, and in fact it was a tactical masterstroke because Marnus was walking at Tim Southey, given he's blowing it down 105.
Yeah, blowing it down.
Here's the thing.
Yeah,
wonderful catch, IPL, Phillips. In the water bubbler conversation of the best fielder in the world.
Yeah.
It's a conversation.
Who's the best fielder in the world?
It's a conversation people are having, and then they're going to the doctor later, maybe on a Medicare bill or like getting some healthcare stuff.
How do I achieve a full and satisfying erection, doctor?
Indeed. So that said, like as soon as Australia came out to bowl and New Zealand dominated them today as the deck's flattening out, everyone was 10 metres further back than New Zealand, and so like you talked about clubby stuff, like. Yeah. No one in Australia, in the Australian team, is taking that catch because the bowling's too quick.
Yeah.
Like anyone who's taking... Firstly, no one's fielding at backward point because no one's blowing it down at 105.
No one plays a cut shot against our bowlers. You play a backward punch,
and let me state again. It's a wonderful catch,
Great catch.
And it's a feat of athleticism.
Great catch.
It's kind of like classic catches in the pool when you lob it.
Oh, yeah.
And Marnus is like trying to apply force to the ball. So I'm finding a way to sledge the catch.
Yeah, of course. Well, you have to.
Because Tom Blundell's up to the stumps to New Zealand's new ball bowler who's playing his 100th test. And here I am.
Captain.
Doing this. And he's their captain.
Yeah.
And it's just... And Marnus is like, can I apply something to this?
Yeah.
In Australia, firstly, no one fields there. Secondly, if it does go there, it's just... buckets. It's quick.
Yeah. Cameron Green catches.
No one gets airborne for Australia because the ball's going too fast.
I like it. Yeah,
they're too big. It's Space Jam stuff.
Anyway, is
that rude? It probably is.
Well,
it's a good catch.
We can't praise New Zealand as Australia. It's over here, sitting in the glorious New Zealand sun here, kissing our fair skin, bathing in it without sledging it a little bit. Now, that ended
they're ahead of the game.
That ended Marnus's innings, which unfortunately ends people like me being able to like count and just say the numbers of his last 11 innings, or until the point, until the last innings where it proves your point.
That's
so
right.
with Marnus, unfortunately, the point of what we can start it from, the game before that, he actually literally saved the Ashes for Australia in Manchester with 111 in the fourth innings of the game.
And we don't count the World Cup final where he actually just played a really nice drop anchor roll at Ahmedabad where there was 140,000 people, depending upon who you listen to.
Doesn't fit the narrative, that's right. So that was a wonderful innings. I want to talk about Alex Carey in a second, Pezza, but I also want to talk about Smith Optics. I want to talk about SmithOpticsAustralia.com. Now, if you didn't watch our show yesterday, big news from Smith Optics. If you are into your snow, okay, and this time I'm talking about the sport, okay, and you like Smith Optics snow range gear, you also get, by using the code FAST, exclusive to TGC,
FAST.
25% off your order.
Yeah, until the end of the month.
Until the end of the month.
I'd be getting in now. That's actually a joke that they've opened that up.
Yeah, that is a joke. That is a joke. Okay, so sunglasses got you covered.
25% off.
25% off, Pezza.
And we've had a hand in that as well. They asked us, they wanted to slide the scale.
Yeah.
Of what, it was like, mate, give them everything.
Yeah, give them
25% off.
Yeah, come on. Grow
Seriously.
up. Grow up.
People know how we do integrations on this show.
Yeah.
And usually it's lazy and inconsiderate and kind of arrogant, really. But
really aggressive.
Yeah, and aggressive, and that's why no one really stays.
It's quite a revealer of character.
Indeed. There's a lot of stuff, and it ain't good for us.
That's right.
But this, 25% off for,
Field range sunglasses and snow gear on SmithOpticsAustralia.com.
You're making money by buying it.
You actually do end up making money.
You actually end up making money.
Don't run the numbers on that. Just trust us. You actually end up making
coming
money.
up in the southern hemisphere.
So anyway, thank you very much to Smith Optics for getting behind us for the Australian summer and this tour as well, and now getting behind you guys with opening up the snow range until the end of the month. Now, Alex,
and then you got the sunglasses stuff. By the way.
Sunglasses as well.
Apply sunglasses only, by the way, not the entire range.
Okay, so anyway, Alex Carey gets out in a weird way. He also drops a catch. He also drops Tom Latham. Now, I'm going to say this with people already going, Inglis needs to play. Just cool thy jets and that kind of gear, but it's been a really tumultuous nearly year for Alex Carey, who the Bairstow thing happens in the Ashes. Before that, Steve Waugh was saying he's going to be the most important player. He came into that series in quite good form. The Bairstow thing happens. There was a definite fall away from that. Then he loses his spot in the World Cup. They obviously win the. He's a World Cup winner by being in the squad and also playing the opening 2 games of that. And then the runs have dried up here. The keeping has been very, very good, though. There's been no questions about the keeping. A couple of years ago, he dropped a lot of catches in exactly the same way that he dropped today. The ones in front of first slip low and to his either left or right. Today was to his left, off Latham, Hazelwood late in the day. It's a big moment. And it's just, there's 3 years before they play the next Test match. They're going to play a full Shield season. I think he needs some time away, but that's just compounded by, again, weird ways of getting out, just dumb. It's dumb ways of getting out. QN's one today of Glenn Phillips caught mid-wicket, sweeping. They're playing the paddle sweep. It's just, I don't know. It's tumultuous for 12 months for him.
We're like two guys who had played a shit level of cricket and thought we were pretty good. And I feel very worried about casting any kind of technical assessment on Alex Carey.
What about aspersions?
Indeed, exactly that. But he is a guy that is just applying a rigid blueprint game plan to every situation. And I feel like every team that bowls to him goes, he's going to underarm one to cover or he's going to get out sweeping. And he's a guy that comes into bat and goes, I just play my game, like so many professional sports people do. And it seems to me that the Australian team have guys at 5, 6 and 7 who are just blueprint guys. Overlay the blueprint irrespective of the scenario, wet wicket, spinning wicket, different like scenarios in games. I just don't know how many guys like that you can carry in the side. Like the number of times that the bowlers come in and bat more adaptably to the match situation than the actual batters is staggering. And yet, you can say that every Australian batter is out of form. Yeah. You actually could make that argument. And they're winning most
games.
But they win because every game they play also sees other teams with players that don't make a lot of runs. So Alex Carey would want this team to win the game, and he's going to seem fine. But as soon as this team, and it feels like they're actually due to get a little wobble of the head, the Aussie team, because they've been like, I don't know, like for me, they've been the batting guys have been mucking around a lot.
Yeah.
And I do feel like a team's gonna make them pay. And maybe this is that game, or maybe they're so tight as a unit that with New Zealand presenting them a challenging chase, maybe they'll just step up in its chest and cock. Who knows?
If we can get Charlie the third innings of the game on the screen right now, Tom Latham 65 red. Will Young was the first to go early. At that point, I thought, well, this game actually could be over today, as the other people in the ground have felt like. Kane Williamson 51. It was
nice to watch Kane back.
Kane Williamson and Latham put on 105 for that partnership before he chopped on from Pat Cummins. Ravindra tried to nick most balls that he faced, 36 of those. He's 11 not out and will face the first ball of the day tomorrow. Look at
I was in the presser before because I was just trying to say goodbye to the media guy.
Yeah.
And Kane was there, and Brady goes to him like, "Oh, did the light when you got out to Pat? Like, did the lights come on?" He's like, "I sort of saw you looking at the lights." He's like. No, I just chopped on. I just got it. International guys talking about cricket. He's just like, no, he's like, nothing to do with the lights. The guy just got me out.
Nah.
Yeah, just made a mistake.
Just looking at the bowling card, because this is what I want to talk about next. So Stark, 11 overs. Hazelwood, 13. Should have had 1. Cummins, 11 overs. Green, 6. Mitch Marsh, 3. Nathan Lyon, 6 overs. Now you were in the outer today, Pezza, and I want you to tell the fans what your conversation with Nathan Lyon was when he was playing a test match, and whilst you were possibly holding a lager, a fine lager here in Christchurch.
Really? No. I wouldn't do that.
Can you please tell the audience and do it down the barrel what the transaction was?
I'm down there.
Yeah.
So this is journalism. Through this test, it might surprise people to know, and people who came to the Christchurch show know this, but
yes,
my dad is over for the test.
That's right.
And my mate Sparks is here, and we have spent a lot of time at the old SCG hill view of the game.
Yeah.
So I fuck the press tent, walk over to the underneath a tree, and hide behind a tree.
That's right.
And watch the game. Mm-hmm. And then as we've had a couple of we enjoyed ourselves today. I didn't get a lot of time off. Family home, etc. We're like, oh, why? I started going why isn't Nathan Lyon bowling?
Right.
And as I'm standing there and we're talking about it, can you give Gary Lyon a bowl, please? He gets Williamson out all the time. If it's flat, give the spinner a roll or whatever. And then it occurred to me, why don't I just ask him? And I'm sorry, Gaz. I walked down the hill in front of everybody. Yeah. He's at deep point, and I just walked up and said, Gaz. I'm like, mate, what? Are you going to get a bowl? And he clocked me, and he just goes he takes his glasses off. He's like, I'll get a bowl when Camo tells me.
And then just stared at you.
And then stared at me for 10 seconds, put his glasses back on. So I got the impression that
he was keen for a bowl.
He was pretty keen for a bowl, and he wasn't getting one. And I do think that he should have, I don't know. I think
if
a deck's flattening out, how many wickets has he got? 600, 500, whatever it is.
Oh, is that him?
Yeah, that's him.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Couple hundred test poles.
Yeah.
Let him wheel away for 10 overs and see if he can do something or make something happen. But they didn't. They kept thinking there's something in the deck. But to me, it looked like it was flat as fuck, and New Zealand were playing it off their cock. And I don't need that with a couple of horses knocking around.
Well, the game is set up beautifully tomorrow. 40 runs ahead, New Zealand, 8 wickets in hand. They've got a day 3. People have bought tickets for day 3 and day 4, already sold out. So thank God for those people. They get to come here to this beautiful ground. Hopefully some nice weather.
It's so good. People
and a fucking test match on here. A test match is on.
People are barefoot. You can talk to policemen. If you don't know why someone's not bowling, you can just go up and ask the players.
Just go and ask them.
Yeah, just ask. Yeah. They'll tell you. And again, it's a wonderful thing. And New Zealand are giving Australia a game. I'm not sure how Australia wins it from here. I know they do.
It's gonna be
but
good.
I don't know how. The numbers are starting to stack up against them.
Yeah.
But Australia wins this game, and someone does something.
Unfortunately, tea times need to be cancelled overnight because at lunchtime today, people were thinking, well, maybe a little tea time there at Christchurch's finest. Now, Pez, I don't have an Ask TGC, but I have got news for you. England's 5 for 103, still 156 runs behind. So you'll be able to find that review on this channel, I'm going to guess, pretty shortly. Yeah, pretty soon. Thank you, as always, for joining us on TGC. Thank you so much to the beautiful people of New Zealand and especially Christchurch for your hospitality here in this beautiful part of the world. Thank you to everyone that's come up to us for the photos, people that came to the live shows.
Special memories.
Thank you so much for all the shit chat that you gave us.
Yeah.
Those will be held dearly, and we'll joke about that behind your back for years to come. No, sincerely, thank you so much to everyone. And it's wherever you are across the world. It's you. Sorry, you are the reason is what I'm trying to say.
It's you
that we are able to do this and sit here and look at this beautiful aspect in this wonderful part of the world. So thank you so much. We'll see you guys on the internet. I'm going to guess in 5 wickets' time what's happened there in Dharamshala.
No, England are a good team, and they know how to
are the best team.
entertain and.
I think they're the best team to lose 4-1
Yeah.
in India ever.
I know, right? Wonderful team. Very good at cricket.